It's coming, finally. The Cosmic Desktop from System 76 sheds its beta status on December 11th. After years of stalling their operating system development and staying based on Ubuntu 22.04 to focus on their new desktop environment, System 76 will be releasing Pop! OS 24.04 with Cosmic very soon. I've been using the beta for over a month now, and I have some thoughts. I'm Oscar, the super user, and I am very excited to talk about today's topic because Pop! OS was my very first real Linux distribution. It is simple enough, stable, and devoid of canonical snap packages. The Cosmic Desktop has been cooking for a while, and it is entirely written in Rust, making it blazingly fast and snappy. It also uses the Wayland display protocol out of the box, so it is ready for the modern age. So let's give you a tour of the new desktop. Keep in mind that I'm showing beta footage, so there's a chance that some things I'll say and show might be outdated for December 11th, but really it should be more about bug fixes than features. I'd like to open with the fact that Pop! OS 24.04 is not the only way to use Cosmic. You have Cosmic also available on Fedora with its own spin, Arch Linux and derivatives, NixOS, OpenSUSE, Gentoo, among others. But today's footage is all from Pop! OS 24.04 in its beta state, right before its final release. So, with that said, let's start with defaults. Out of the box, Cosmic has a welcome application which helps you set up some options to get you running, such as screen scaling options, some preset themes, and 2 default layouts, depending on if you prefer a dock or a taskbar. It also tells us about the big highlight of the desktop, which are its tiling options, which we'll get into soon. Finally, we are introduced to the launcher, which is bound to the meta key. The desktop also gives us a nice selection of default applications such as a file browser, terminal, media player, and the new Cosmic Store, which replaces the Pop Shop. All of these load and react to your actions really quickly. They are functional and well-suited apps if you don't need anything more advanced. I particularly like the line highlight and line number by default in the text editor and just how clean it all looks. It also has a project browser which allows you to view and load other text files in the folder that you're working on. The default workflow is similar to GNOME, but instead of horizontal workspaces, we have vertical, which can be changed to horizontal if you wish. We have an overview as well if we press Meta plus W, and that will allow us to move windows to other spaces. The workspaces are dynamic and are created when needed, but you can rearrange them by dragging them and even pinning their position. The launcher is fantastic though. It works similar to KRunner on KDE Plasma or Searchlight on macOS. Hitting the Meta key pops it up instantly. It allows you to launch new apps, switch to open instances of a program, search for system settings, do basic calculations, and even web search from within the bar. For keyboard-driven workflows, this is huge. You can basically ignore the dock and panel and live with the launcher and tiling. Most of all these things can be changed though, and customization is a key highlight of the Cosmic Desktop. Let me introduce you to my custom theme, Customization. This is my Awakening theme, based on the color palette of the video game Dune Awakening. As you can see, you can change the appearance for the whole system. You just go into Settings, Desktop Appearance, and you can tweak the look of the dock, panel, and theme colors. You can choose between light and dark themes, and then fine-tune accent colors. The nice thing is that Cosmic applies this consistently across its own apps, so the terminal, file manager, and text editor all look like they belong together. You can also change icon themes, the type of corner radius for screen elements, panel transparency, and even how thick the panel and dock should be. Workspaces and keyboard shortcuts are all configurable, so you can get very close to your ideal workflow without installing extensions or hacking config files. If you access the Cosmic Store, aside from getting desktop applications, you can also download additional applets for the dock or panel. The weather applet and logo menu that I've applied come from here. And just like on GNOME, there is a specific app for different configurations called Cosmic Tweaks, which allows you to change a few more options, such as panel padding and space. It also integrates a theme downloader in case you don't want to create your own. Overall, you can make the Cosmic Desktop truly yours with all these customization features. Tiling and workflow. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, tiling. Cosmic gives you a very flexible tiling window manager. built right into the desktop. You can toggle tiling per workspace, and you can mix floating and tiled windows on the same screen. There's a little tiling menu on the panel that lets you quickly switch between automatic tiling and no tiling. In automatic mode, new windows just snap into place and resize intelligently. You can use keyboard shortcuts to move windows around, split them horizontally or vertically, and resize them like a serious tiling window manager, but without the steep learning curve. I really like that I can have a productivity workspace with full tiling, browser, notes, and terminal all nicely arranged, and then a relax workspace that's fully floating for games and media. It feels like you're getting the power of i3 or Hyperland, but inside a friendly desktop environment. Things to improve. I still do believe that they could have kept Cosmic under beta for a bit longer to smoothen out some quirks, because right now with certain bugs and lack of features, it does feel a bit unpolished. On laptops, I can't see the overview by doing a trackpad gesture, and it lacks HDR support, albeit they are planned features post-release, I believe. Switching between dark and light mode doesn't work 100% of the time in my experience, and we still don't have animations. Now, despite the need for some polishing, Cosmic is genuinely one of the most exciting Linux desktop environments we've seen in years. It's fast, it's modern, it's endlessly customizable, and it gives you a tiling workflow that doesn't require you to become a window manager ninja. With this release, System 76 is laying the foundation for something huge, not just for Pop! OS, but for the Linux desktop as a whole. Cosmic finally feels like a real third contender alongside GNOME and KDE Plasma, and maybe very soon might even stand shoulder to shoulder with them. Will you be trying the new Cosmic desktop when it drops? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be reading. And remember, as the good old Tone likes to remind us, with great power comes great responsibility.